We had a big rainstorm yesterday night. There was also a tornado warning, but luckily it missed our area. I'm so sorry for those who did get affected. But even without a tornado, heavy winds did some damage to my garden. So let me take you along as I'm doing my post-rainstorm garden checkup. And we'll start here in the front. This raised bed has a self-watering system. As you can see, it got backed up. It's really overflowing with water because it was too much rain. Luckily, there is a way to drain it. So that's what I'll do now to prevent the roots of my plants getting moldy. I'm happy to see my poppy flowers still there. They're so delicate, I thought they'll be gone. Well, some of them are laying down. These lilies are lucky to be leaning toward my arc, otherwise they would be probably broken. Some calendula, even though it's a low-growing plant, but it's laying down. I should have staked my lilies to prevent them from falling over and getting damaged. And over here you can see everything got so mixed up and intermingled. Calendula with broccoli and forget-me-nots all twisted together. These lilies are still standing. They're low, not as tall as some others, but their petals are so poor looking. They were hit hard by the rain. I don't have any other tall plants over here in the front, so everything looks okay. My chamomile started to bloom. I'm happy it survived the storm because I really want to collect these flowers for my tea. Usually foxglove grows tall, but this is its first year, so it's low and survived the storm. In the backyard, things are looking a little bit more bad than in the front. It's more of an open space. I did stake my feverfew, so it looks okay. The lilies in the back are also standing, but this bee balm is hugging my lily and they're both kind of falling to the ground, so I definitely need to stake them. This flower looks like it just opened this morning after the rain. The other one is already losing its petals. And the bee balm is full of buds, so I'm excited to see the blooms soon. Last night I was mostly worried about my tomatoes. Even though I love flowers, but flowers, they'll bloom again. But tomatoes, they have so many fruits on them already, and some of them starting to ripen. And I was afraid that the wind and rainstorm will just knock all of these fruits. And I didn't want this to happen. Good thing I staked them and I tied them all to the cages last week. So I think that definitely helped. I've had this happen to me before in previous years. When I didn't tie my tomatoes properly, they would just fall down and all of the fruits would break off the branches. And it's no fun, so tie your tomatoes. Do support them, please. So here are my San Marzano tomatoes. I really like those. They are great for making tomato sauce and paste. There are some cherry tomatoes over here. And these are my purple bumblebee. And they are starting to ripen. I'm really excited. My poor borage cut down from the winds, and it looks like the stem is broken by the ground level. So there is nothing I can do, unfortunately, to save it. I'll just have to harvest it later today when the sun comes out and dries it up, because it's good to harvest your herbs when it's sunny, not wet. I would have harvested it for tea anyway. The rainstorm made it happen a bit earlier. My ground cherry survived the storm, and I'm very happy because my friend shared it with me. So I'm so excited. It's still here and it looks like it's blooming. So I will actually try some ground cherries this year. Last year I lost a few of the sunflowers in rainstorm. So this year I decided to grow dwarf varieties, and I'm happy I did. Nothing have happened to them. Also, my peppers are doing good. These are serrano peppers and they're loaded, as you can see. I always drill holes in the containers that I plant food in, but as you can see, it was so much rain that it's still not draining. So I'll have to check those holes in the bottom. Maybe they got clogged up. My other containers are doing good. Everything is growing well after the rain. The watermelon is starting to crawl out of the pot. And I have some sweet potato here growing good. Also okra, some marigolds, zinnia, and some more sweet potato. I also just planted like a week ago this hardy banana. So far it's doing okay. I hope it will survive here. And I have different mints. This is chocolate mint, that is apple mint, and this is stevia growing in the middle. On this side there is summer savory, rue, and an eggplant, and watercress. One plant that's really happy when the storm comes is the watercress. It loves water, so I think it will be happy. And these are some of my other lilies, all budded up. Hopefully soon I'll show you the flowers. My California poppies lost all of the blooms during the rainstorm. They're very delicate, so that's why that happened. And you can see my carrots and gladiolas are all laying down. They really didn't like the winds. And I can't stake everything, so these gladiolas, I'm not even sure if I'll do anything with them. I'll try to fix them a bit because they are about to be blooming soon. Like in a couple of weeks we should have gladiolas blooming, so I don't want to lose those flowers. These carrots are also messy looking after the rain, but I hope they'll bounce back and it will not affect their growth. The tomatoes are doing good. They are all there. I was afraid these may drop down because they are really heavy. They're starting to get bigger, and some of them are so funny looking. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Look, this one looks like accordion. And look at this cute baby. Isn't it adorable? I think this is an old German tomato, which is supposed to be yellow when they ripen. Another thing I was worried about, besides the tomato, is the blooms. So as you can see, my cucumber blooms are there. The wind and rain didn't knock them off, and my eggplant blooms are also there. So that's exciting. Also, this rain and the temperature cooled down affected my carrots. They started to sprout. Last week I sowed these seeds, and I didn't think they'll sprout this fast, but they did, because they don't like hot weather, but the cool weather that came with rain helped those carrots sprout. Also, my zinnias are in buds, and as you can see, the cabbage is loving this weather. It also is a cool weather crop, so it's growing well right now, like almost ready to harvest. My bachelor buttons didn't enjoy the rainstorm. They all got down flat, and if they will not perk up by the evening, I'll just cut them down and use in my flower arrangements. Let me show you some of my peppers. These are banana peppers, which are just slightly hot, but mainly sweet. And behind over here are pepperoncinis, which are also a little bit spicy, but not too much. I'm thinking of pickling them. My sunchokes, I was thinking that they will be down like last year, but they actually are standing tall, so I'm surprised. These are very resilient plants. They spread like crazy. You can see they're taking over this whole area, so we'll probably need to start digging up some of them soon. So overall, my garden didn't get as much damage as I thought it will. Some of my flowers, as you saw, were broken and laying down flat, so I'll have to cut those down. And a lot of my gladiolas and some other stuff will require staking up and tying. I'm happy that my tomatoes survived, so there'll be more rain because you can see their clouds are dark, but there's supposed to be sunny tomorrow, so I'm hoping to get everything done tomorrow. Thank you for coming along, and I'll see you next time.